Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel, show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So guys, you new to my channel, make sure you subscribe button, also that notification icon so you can never miss an upload. So guys, I want to go ahead and show you basically a full-out scheme of the defense that I've been running online that is basically given me a lot of victories, a lot of rage quits and stuff like that, and it's made it extremely difficult for my opponents to stop. This is a defensive scheme that I picked up from another player, and then basically I refined it for the way I like to use it. Now, it's out of the 34 odd. I know this is by far the most common defense getting used in the game, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very common defense. One of the reasons why is that you've got basically a nice balanced defensive front. You can always get pressure whenever you need it, and then you just make your shell adjustments from there. Now, this particular defense isn't a very, very aggressive defense, and it's really focused on more or less stopping the pass, forcing your opponent to go ahead and get out of their offensive schemes, make fast reads, make fast decisions, and basically trash can their entire offense so they have to make adjustments to your defense. And once you've got an opponent that starts max protecting 8 people and trying to change their offensive scheme, you're going to be winning defensively in this game. So I've been able to go ahead and stop a lot of great Madden players with this particular scheme, and I want to show you how I do this. Now, out of the huddle, I'm going to use a play which is the free safety zone blitz. It's going to be my primary blitz. I can also use the free safety blitz too if I wanted to. It really depends if my opponent's doing a lot of man coverage. My audibles are going to be pretty much the following. The cover 3 sky, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out for the fire zone bluff. And then the cover 2 man coverage, basically I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to a cover 4 drop show 2 because I want to have that. Now, another play that I like to use is the pinch dog to press. So out of the huddle, I'm going to call either one of the 2 plays. I'm either going to call the free safety zone blitz or the free safety blitz, which is a man version of the defense. I want to show you basically how this defense works as far as catching my opponent off guard. My responsibility first and foremost is I'm going to actually have my defense set up in a base line. Now I want to show you that free safety. See how that free safety comes down to the box? That's going to give me basically 8 people down in the box. It's going to help me with my run support. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the following adjustments. I'm going to set my defense to be base line, and then I'm going to go ahead and make the following adjustments. I'm going to take my linebackers and actually go ahead and pinch them in. I'm going to take my defensive line and spread them out. So that's going to give that standard blitz look that we're going to have. Now, if you notice in the left-hand corner, I actually have my controller so you can see how I set this up. The final thing is I'm going to go ahead is I'm going to blitz all my linebackers, so I'm sending 7. So that's going to essentially be the pressure. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and set up a cross man, a defender off to the right, and I'm going to take my safety down here into the box. So this is essentially the pressure setup that I'm going to have, and I want to go ahead and force my opponent to make a fast read to get rid of the ball. Now, this is not the most efficient defense to use, so what I like to do is I like to switch into my primary defense, which is going to be the pinch buck O. So I use the free safety rolling blitz to bring that safety down in the box, but then I'll quickly switch into this man version of the defense. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and base a line. I'm going to take my defensive line and my linebackers and actually go and spread them out, and then I'm going to blitz all. So I know right now that I'm in a situation where basically I'm sending a lot of pressure that's going to be going after my opponent. I'm sending 7. The reason I send 7 is that it forces my opponent to make a fast progression and read. Now, what's the key to this particular defense and what causes a lot of people problems is a minor adjustment that I can do. I'm going to go ahead and take my outside defensive backs and I'm going to put them into soft squats. So I'm going to hit the double tap the triangle or the Y button, select the icon, and then go to soft squats with the left stick. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm going to put this guy in a soft squat. So what this does is that those guys on the soft squats, they're going to go ahead and carry on the deep ball. They're also going to go ahead and play basically underneath coverages too. So if a flat comes underneath there or whatever, it's going to go and cross that. Now, my responsibility is to user this side of the field. Now, on the opposite side, where the running back is manned up, he's basically going to go and carry on that side too. But I'm going to go and user this side of the field. Now, let's go ahead and see if we get the pressure that we want. We do, and you can see right there, because of the route combinations and the pressure, he has to get rid of the ball. So let me go and show this to you in an instant replay and how this defensive scheme really causes a lot of people a lot of problems. So we've got 7 people coming. So if he doesn't block 7, the pressure's coming in fast, and if your opponent is not prepared for this blitz, he's going to get sacked, and he's generally going to get sacked for what looks like a good 7-yard loss. So that's going to put you in a long down and distance in 2nd or 3rd down. All right, so my responsibility is to go ahead and take away the receivers off on the right-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take away that receiver. Now notice that he actually hits a little check down, which is, this is basically the verticals play out of this play. And because of this flat defender out here, he's actually there to make a play against the ball. So what happens is a lot of people will actually go ahead and put a flat defender out here, or put some kind of a player in the flat. And because these soft squats are out here, they're going to play the underneath, going ahead and getting rid of those fast reads. So let's just go and do this a couple more times and show you why this play is so good. So we're going to go ahead and switch into it. We're going to base a line. We're going to go ahead and spread. We're going to basically man up our guys right here. And this is very, very fast, easy adjustments. Now, here's my responsibility. I've got a responsibility of basically looking at the tight end. I've also got a responsibility of that slot receiver. So I've got to basically user 2 different areas of the field. But I know the pressure is going to come in very quick. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make sure I take away the middle of the field. So we're going to go ahead and provide pressure. And you can see the pressure comes in before he can even make a read. So right here, I've got 7 people blocking. If he doesn't block 7, that pressure's coming in quick, because this running back is not going to pick this up. I'm going to go ahead and carry with this guy and then slide over to the weakness of the field and then go ahead and take away his read. But by the time he's going to get rid of the ball, if he actually tries to throw this corner route, this defender is going to be into that passing lane, and I'm just going to go ahead and carry and actually take away this read right here. And as you can see right here, I've got basically these guys just jumping routes, getting underneath, and then we got the pressure coming in, sacking for an easy sack. So a lot of players, what they'll do is they'll use slants as an adjustment to this particular play. So right here, we're going to have a little bit more blocking that we're going to have to contend with. So what I'll do is the following adjustment. I'm going to go ahead and take my opposite side area where I'm not defending. I'm going to put that guy into a vertical hook as an adjustment to my basically to this heavy blitz. Because if he does blitz 6 people, or if I'm blitzing 6 people, a lot of times pressure's going to come in. If I anticipate he's going to go and throw off the throw a slant, I want to basically have a vert hook in that area to go and take that away. And you can see that's how you're going to actually get these type of interceptions, is that it's going to take away a fast read. And now I'm going to put that vert hook up there to try to take away a slant route. And I make that adjustment for this particular reason right here, is that it's going to get into his passing lane, and a lot of times they'll bait someone into a bad throw. You can see right here, this defender actually floats back into a passing lane, and because it's a vert hook, he's going to go ahead and take away that quick throw. And because I've got this guy manned up on the slot guy is essentially going to go ahead and get chased, and he's going to go and trade off because he's not going to chase the slant. And that's going to be an area of the field that you're vulnerable. But if you put that vert hook on that opposite side, if you anticipate that, that's going to go ahead and take away one of his reads. Now, another play that I like to use is the pinch dog to press. And that's a quick audible that I'm going to go and jump into. And the reason I do that too is that it works very well against basically a lot of people that use quick slants too. So once again, we're going to set this up. I'm going to go ahead and take these guys down in the box, but I want to show you. Watch what happens with the vert hooks in the middle of the field that he's expecting some pressure to come out. They actually get into the passing lane and take away those underneath routes that a lot of people like to throw to. A lot of people are going to try to throw those quick slants, but what's cool about this quick audible is that right now they're going to actually jump into that passing lane and take away those quick slants. So if he tries to throw those, that's going to actually take away his reads. So once again, you see how this guy actually floats right into a passing lane. If he throws those middle linebackers are going to be right there to go and take those reads away. So between the cover 4, the pinch bucko, the pinch dog to press, and the fire zone, and basically running this really aggressive blitz against your opponent, they're going to have a hellacious time stopping this defense, or actually having a hellacious time moving the ball against this defense. Now, this is not a good run defense. It's not the most OP run defense. But I find that if you do have a guy that runs a lot, switching into the pinch dog O press will actually go ahead and help a little bit more. And the reason why is that those defensive backs on the outside, the soft squats, they play run fits. You're going to be using one of your safeties. Essentially, you're going to have one safety is going to fall back into a cover 2 shell. So you're going to have 10 people playing run fits opposed to that one safety. And if you really anticipate he's going to run, you can always go ahead and really commit to it. Put that guy in a QB contain, and he's going to play the run fit for you. But I don't think that's really necessary. Obviously, too, once again, you can go ahead and use this defense, which is going to be this cover 4-man defense. That's just going to be another way you can attack your opponent with run fits. That's going to put 9 guys in run fits for you. And if you anticipate once again that he's going to run the ball, you can always go ahead and put your one safety into a QB contain. But in cover 4, they've got that cover 4. They're all going to play run fits in the middle of the box. If you really wanted to go ahead and get it super aggressive, you can go ahead and put all your guys into run fits. They'll play the run very stout for you, but obviously that could put you in a situation where you can get the ball thrown over the top of you. So that's one of the things you need to take into consideration. So run fits. You've got run defense, not the best defense. It's not, anybody that comes out in heavy sets where they've got 3 tight ends is not going to be the best type of situation. Now I want to show you basically a couple of concepts that will actually beat this coverage for one-play touchdowns. So I just want to show this to you. All right, so one of the concepts you want to be concerned about is Ohio. Ohio is going to be basically a beater of this particular play for one-play touchdowns. So Ohio is a concept that is very effective against this defensive setup. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. I'm going to go ahead and take off the blitz right here. But if he protects 7 and he runs Ohio against you, it's actually going to go ahead and give you it's going to give your opponent a one-play touchdown opportunity, and it's going to be on the back end side. So I want to show this to you on how this works. The computer's not reading it correctly, and I just want to show you with the Ohio concept. You basically have an out route with a fly route. Now look what happens. This defensive back actually comes down, and his responsibility is to play the sideline. Now, I understand that this guy's already got rid of the ball, but I assure you, if you look off to the right here too, this defensive back he has to play the sideline. That's a part of his fit responsibility, his actual pass responsibilities is to play the sideline. So they're going to let these flies on the Ohio concept go past him, and you can get an easy one-play touchdown against your opponent with this particular concept. So you just need to be conscientious of that. So if you run into somebody that's running my defense, how I run the defense, you can get an easy one-play touchdown against them with essentially with a Ohio concept. All you have to do is have an out and a stock fade off the left, and you're going to essentially go have yourself a one-play touchdown, because the pass responsibilities, the coverage responsibilities for these pass routes are going to basically give you that guy over the top. Conversely, corner strike works the same way. Corner strike works the same exact way as an Ohio concept. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up once again. But I want you to see where you can actually go ahead and give up a big play opportunity against your opponent if you're not paying attention with this route concept. I want you to take a look at my responsibilities right here. I gotta have to make sure I take care of this receiver that's coming in the inside, because with a corner strike with a circle route, you can definitely get yourself out of position, because what happens is this defender actually has to play that flat, and he comes down, he plays the flat, and he's completely out of position. So if you have a guy that actually kind of comes down and then comes back up again, you can give up a big play opportunity with this switch. Another concept that can get you would be the switch concept, because it's going to preoccupy those soft squats. So I want to show you how switch is something that can really cause you a lot of problems too, and cause your opponent a lot of problems too with this particular play. So let me go ahead and show this to you in instant replay on why I got burned based on how this initial defense is set up. So when you've got those inside stock wheels, what that does, it actually preoccupies two defenders. So your manned up defender is actually going to come after that, and now basically what's going to happen is this soft squat is going to allow that wide receiver to go to the inside. Similarly, off to the other side, you have a similar situation where you have the responsibility to go ahead and take this guy. But if you got an opponent that runs a lot of these switch concept against you, he's going to essentially go and get you. And what's frustrating about the switch concept is that the depth and the angle that this switch concept's at, if you were to go ahead and put a vert hook out there to try to defend that, he's not going to fall. He'll probably not going to fall back that far enough to go and take that away. So just like anything else, you want to go ahead and make sure that you expand your play calling outside of these two main plays. You want to go ahead and use different types of coverages to go ahead and mess your opponent up. So, you know, one of the simplest things to do is just run your common cover 4 defense. Basically go ahead and protect the sticks, go with cover 4. A lot of players like this particular defense. Is one of their base defenses. You see a lot of guys will actually run that exclusively as their base defense. So that's something that actually will catch your opponent off guard. So if you start seeing them adjusting where they're blocking a bunch of people, they're max protecting, you can quickly jump into this type of a coverage and really mess them up a little bit with their reads, because they're going to be anticipating a lot of pressure coming in, and now you drop basically a bunch of people back in the coverage. Adjustment that you can make too by jumping into cover 4 is that you can go ahead and take your linebackers and do a lot of type of a cross man coverage, or you can go ahead and man up those middle linebackers to take away those routes that you think that might be something to actually get into the area to go mess your opponent up. So that's something you can do too. A good adjustment that I like to do is I like to use this fire zone bluff. And the reason I like this particular blitz or this particular defense is that if you take a look at that defensive tackle falls back into a zone. and it really messes up a lot of people's reads if they're trying to go and hit things underneath. You're going to have that guy who's actually going to go ahead and fall into a zone area. So that's what I do like about this. And I'm also giving my opponents basically the same read as previously. He sees a bunch of guys in the box, most likely not going to run, and then basically I'm going to go and drop back into the zones. I have to defend my area, but that's going to go ahead and put people in your area. If I anticipate someone to use a lot of slants against me and there's a high probability they'll run, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and use the cover 2 coverage, which is going to be the pinch dog 2 press. That's going to be one of my adjustments I'm going to go into too. And why I like this you're going to play is for the simple reason is that it takes away those inside reads. If he's going to go ahead and try to hit me with a slant play, I'm going to go ahead and get a guy that's going to be in a passing lane. So these middle linebackers are going to just slide right out and go into his passing lane and take away his read. So once again, I've got a middle linebacker right here going into a passing lane, taking away his read. So that's what's cool about that. And of course, if I want to go ahead and leave this play as is, I can do that. I can use my base audible. And what I can do is I can go ahead and crossman my guys up right here just to go ahead and give my opponent some type of crazy look. So he's going to see a bunch of people just go all over the place, and he's going to force them to make a fast progression. So, guys, this is a defensive strategy that I've been using online. I find it's very effective. I like having the pressure to force my opponent out of their reads, and that's one of the reasons why I do like this a lot. I think it's one of the better plays defensively that I've used in the game. And I have to make, you have to really just make adjustments really quick and force your opponent to go ahead and beat you with it. So once again, to my subscribers, thanks for your support, guys. If you do like these type of tips, go ahead and smash the like button, and I'll be rolling out more offensive and defensive tips, especially going into Madden 21. I've already got some concepts that I've been thinking about. So thank you for support, and until next time.